Hillsborough Sheriff's Office did a fantastic job on that investigation. I'm very proud of my colleague, Sheriff Cronister, and his team. They're remarkable. The meth, the multi-kilos of meth that they made the arrest for last week came from these folks. Sheriff Cronister was asked last week, well, where did the meth come from? And he said, oh, I can't tell you at this time. And he couldn't because the investigation here was still ongoing. But Sheriff, thank you for your work. And at the end of the day, this is where the meth were coming from, these folks.
Yep, that's where the meth were coming from.
So let me lay this out. Nicole Orr, our prosecutor, and boy, is she tough.
She tough.
She filed 85 felony charges and 50 misdemeanors on these folks along the way.
And that's why they're so worried about this bill, because they won't be able to get all these big sentences out of This is why it's taken me 4 times to get through this. It's just really hard to get through.
I want to point this out, not that in case you haven't got the picture yet. These folks, these low...
By the way, this guy in the background, he looks kind of familiar. His name sounds familiar too, but he looks like he's got a lot of secrets.
...level, nonviolent drug dealers, according to Senator Brandis and others across the state, had a previous history of 329 felony charges and 142 misdemeanor charges. Did you hear me?
And this is what he does every time too. He'll take all the people that he arrested, look up all their prior histories, and then start making big numbers with all their combined charges, and then make
These low-level, non-violent, illegal criminals and others, because there's only 9 illegal criminals here that are dealing meth and killing people in this country, had 329 felony charges previously and 325 misdemeanors. Now, collectively, they pled down to 94 felonies and 142 misdemeanors. Now, Senator Brandis thinks, on top of their plea deal that they got, that they ought to go down from 85% of their prison sentence to 65%. Come on, man. What are you doing? Who are you listening to?
Everybody knows how charges work. You get charged. A lot of these people, like he just said, take plea deals. And they just probably got fucked with and didn't know their rights. And probably let people search them. And I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities. All I'm trying to say, people, is you can't just believe what one guy says. Okay?
Who told you that was a good idea so we could release these folks early from prison?
And that's me included. I'm sharing my opinions here, but don't just believe what I say. Go out and find out shit for yourself.
So they can prey on people and deal kilos of meth and kill our children across the state and the nation. Oh, we used to have Nebia holes.
I just found out before this Nebia holds thing that there's a certain kid that got killed by the Polk County Sheriff's Office that Poppa GJ don't like to talk about too much.
That meant people had to prove where their money came from so we'd know that it didn't come from ill-gotten gains in order to bond out of jail. Well, the courts rule that's illegal. We can't do Nebia holes. So 2 of the people have bonded out. Even if they had a bondsman, they'd have to come up with $20,000, $30,000 cash. Huh. I wonder where they got that money from. Maybe dealing that stuff there. That low-level, nonviolent drug that kills hundreds of people in the state of Florida every year. So let's talk about Ascension Nahara. He's 45. He is known in the drug world as the King of Ice. He's from Davenport. He's the ringleader, the CEO of the operation. He deals multi-kilos, millions of dollars worth of drugs. I've told you he's here illegally, but that doesn't bother him. In 2004, he was arrested for trafficking in methamphetamine in Georgia. He was never deported. He has been arrested by the federal authorities 4 times and not deported. But he leaves and goes back to Mexico and comes back and they catch him again. You know that catch and release stuff at the border? So 4 different times he's left the country on his own, come back, caught again, left the country, come back, and he's still here dealing meth. Not only is he dealing meth, he's the CEO of a huge multi-million-dollar meth ring. He's got a family affair going on. George Lip.
He's so obviously reading all these little points from the back of this card. But yeah, he's gonna just hang every one of these people, well, at least the main ones for now, out to dry. So, but and these are all towns around Winter Haven, where I live, within the county. So let's see what else old Papa GJ has to say.
Lopez, who's his son-in-law, he's a multi-kilo dealer of meth, and Sierra Zorarte, she's the money runner and the daughter of Nahara. Are you ready for this? You know, there's some stuff, it's got to be true because you just can't make it up. Did I tell you that he's dealing millions of dollars of meth? Did I tell you that he has roosters? And he buries his cash in the backyard. And his roosters were scratching and pecking and digging up the money. Did I tell you that?
Like, what's the point of even saying this? And he's gonna, like, here he comes with the jokes and shit.
Roosters are digging up the money that he's buried in the backyard. You want to know something else you can't believe? You ready for this? His kids are on WIC, federal assistance, and grandkids if he's got them, I guess. Multi-million-dollar drug dealer here illegally. Roosters pecking up cash in the backyard, and they're getting federal assistance. You know, if that just doesn't rip the button off of your shirt, I don't know what does.
All right, I'm back.
There's George Lopez, the son-in-law. He just deals in multi-kilos. He had the handgun in his pants when we took him down on a 2-kilo deal. That's right. Our undercover detectives from these agencies risked their life to take him in custody because he had a handgun and was ready to use it.
I'm trying, you guys. I'm trying. I'm really trying.
And there's Sierra. She's the daughter and the money person. She also deals ounces of meth. I don't know if she deals the ounces of meth before or after she goes to the WIC store.
Here we go with the jokes again.
But anyway, she deals them. How about Mara Valenzuela? 11 pounds of meth in that cooler. And she brought that cooler with 11 pounds of meth from Tucson, Arizona on a Greyhound bus. Did you hear me? On a Greyhound bus.
Did you hear me?
She said normally she flies. I don't know, maybe it was a time of year she wanted to see the scenery. But she brought 11 pounds of meth from Tucson. She has relatives.
You are the definition of a pussy-ass cracker boy. Ugh, can't stand you.
lives in Plant City, and she brags that she's a member of the most dangerous drug cartel in the world, the Sinaloa. Now, you're having to listen to me. I'm from Polk County, Florida, trying to say these things, okay? And this cartel also...
These people were obviously doing way too much talking. Way too much talking.